Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Julia Wiegand. 11 people charged and 1 still at large in Luzerne County for their roles in a 7-year drug trafficking ring. WYLN's Phil Kaufman was in Wilkes-Barre for this morning's presser and has the details.
Today in the city of Wilkes-Barre at the police headquarters, the United States Attorney's Office for the Middle District of Pennsylvania announced the names of 11 individuals indicted by a federal grand jury on May 28th of 2020 for drug trafficking charges.
We are here to announce the indictment on May 28th and the subsequent arrests of 10 individuals. The indictment includes 11 individuals. 10 of those individuals have been apprehended. The 11th knows that he is wanted and has been in contact with law enforcement.
According to U.S. Attorney David J. Freed, the indictment alleges that those individuals conspired to distribute and possess with intent to distribute heroin, fentanyl, and cocaine base or crack in Luzerne County between 2013 and March of 2020.
This indictment is a testament to the courage and focus of our members of law enforcement whom, despite uncertain and perilous times, never lost sight of another deadly epidemic scourging our community.
The case was part of Project Safe Neighborhoods, a program bringing together all levels of law enforcement and the communities they serve to reduce violent crime and make our neighborhoods safer for everyone.
There's no county in the Middle District of Pennsylvania that's been hit harder by the opioid, heroin, and fentanyl crisis than Luzerne County. This network has been a scourge in this county and in this city since at least 2013. No group of citizens has been more engaged with my office and directly with me than the group of citizens from Luzerne County who have lost loved ones to this crisis. And we wanted to be here today to acknowledge that loss and to show them that while we may not be able to tell them every day what we're doing, we are out there working hard, even in the face of an unprecedented pandemic.
Tariq Mitchell remains at large and is considered a fugitive.
My deepest thanks to U.S. Attorney General for the Middle District, David J. Freed, Luzerne County District Attorney Stephanie Salavantis for their strong commitment to the city of Wilkes-Barre. Again, as mayor, I'd like to express my deep gratitude to the men and women of the Wilkes-Barre City Police Force. Under their exemplary leadership of Chief Joseph Coffey and their constant dedication and concern to the protection of the city of Wilkes-Barre, we've had a wonderful effect here today. Thank you very much.
Reporting in Wilkes-Barre with WYLN News, I'm Philip Kaufman.
Thanks, Phil. Republican candidate Jim Bognett holds a narrow lead from the 6 racing for the 8th Congressional District nomination. Thousands of uncounted mail-in votes delayed final pandemic primary election results Tuesday evening. The Hazel Township resident, consultant, and former Trump admin official leads Wayne County's Teddy Daniels, a decorated Afghanistan war vet, by 400 votes. It's unclear at this time how many votes across the district remained uncounted, which was expected. Pike and Wayne counties finished counting all their poll ballots and mail-in votes, while Lackawanna, Luzerne, and Monroe counties may have a long way to go. The winner will face off with incumbent Democratic Congressman Matt Cartwright come November. Counting mail-in ballots resumed in Luzerne County this morning as nearly 40,000 residents opted for the option. Partial unofficial results were posted last night from both mail-ins and polling site ballots. As of 10 p.m. last night, workers tabbed results from close to 14,000 ballots. Officials say it's a tedious process to tally mail-in ballots. The county's primary election results won't be available for another day or two. County Manager David Pedri said the election board has a lot of work to do reviewing the higher number of provisional ballots. The Pennsylvania Department of Health released preliminary guidance to help schools return to in-person instruction. DOH said today that come July 1st, teaching can resume in both elementary and secondary schools in the state's yellow and green phases of reopening. However, school districts have to develop a health and safety plan first, based on CDC and DOH guidelines, which must include cleaning processes and hygiene practices, as well as high-risk student and staff protection against COVID-19. Plans must then be approved by school boards, submitted to the Department of Education, and posted on the district websites. The guidance also applies to colleges, universities, seminaries, and trade schools. The 3 other police officers on scene during the time of George Floyd's death will now face charges. Thomas Lane, Jae Kring, and To Thao were charged today with aiding and abetting second-degree murder. Former officer Derek Chauvin, whose knee was pressed against Floyd's neck and back for nearly 9 minutes, causing Floyd to go into cardiac arrest, was facing a third-degree murder charge that has since been upgraded to second-degree. All 4 officers were fired from the police department. Several stores in Wilkes-Barre Township closed their doors early last night as a precaution over a Facebook post made saying Walmart would be looted at 8 p.m., which was shared throughout the day. Walmart started turning employees away around 6 p.m., followed by Target, Wegmans, Chick-fil-A, and Nello's Pizza. Wilkes-Barre Township Police arrived about a half hour later to patrol the parking lot. As of 10 p.m. last night, no protesters showed, but police continued to remain on scene. Authorities have since ID'd the person responsible for the Facebook post and are looking into what charges can be filed. The Pennsylvania Turnpike Commission will follow up with laying off nearly 500 employees starting June 18th, far from its original early 2022 anticipation. Yep, thanks coronavirus. The cashless all-electronic tolling system was instituted March 16th to mitigate COVID-19, but will now become permanent, meaning no more cash collections. Customers will continue at posted speeds through lanes, like with EasyPass, and receive a toll-by-plate invoice by mail. The pandemic plummeted traffic by almost 50% within the past year, dropping toll revenues by more than $100 million. The nearly 500 employee layoffs primarily impact fare collection personnel and toll collectors, but the PTC expressed their commitment to helping them make the transition. Coming up on Wyln News, Berwick Police get some funding, plus cancer center donations and church doors opening. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
My name is Gio, and I'm 3 years old. The weather is going to be tomorrow rainy, so get your umbrella. Bye.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
It's okay that everybody ignores me when I drive. It's fine, because I get a safe driving bonus check every 6 months I'm accident-free. Because I don't use my cell phone when I'm driving, even though my family does and leaves me all alone. Here's something else. I don't share it with Mom. Right, Mom? I have a brand new putter you don't even know about. It's awesome.
Safe driving bonus checks only from Allstate. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Visit your local Allstate agent, the McNeilis Agency in Hazleton at 1092 North Church Street, or in Hometown in the Hometown Village Square. Looking for information on the coronavirus pandemic? Make sure it's from a reliable source. Go to WYLNTV.com and click on the Lehigh Valley Health Network banner for the real facts about the coronavirus pandemic. And watch WYLN News live at 5:30 for updates on this ongoing crisis. The source matters now more than ever. WYLN, we're your local network.
The Berwick Police Department will soon see a grant from the DOJ's Office of Community-Oriented Policing Services. The The announcement was made today by Congressman Dan Muser, stating that the department will receive over $566,000. Borough Police Chief Ken Stritch said funding from the grant will be transformative to the department, let alone the greater Berwick community. It'll ignite the force to both build upon some community engagement efforts and further the goal of keeping borough residents safe. Muser said the department continues to work overtime to defend against drug-related crimes while juggling all the challenges brought on by the coronavirus. Businesses continue to lend the community a helping hand through the health pandemic. Our Julie Stefanovich has the story on a special donation to help cancer patients stay safe.
The COVID-19 pandemic has taken its toll on many, especially those who are undergoing cancer treatment. Patients have to be especially careful to protect themselves from contracting the virus. That's why 8 Oaks Farm Distillery out of New Tripoli has generously donated hand sanitizer to the Lehigh Valley Health Network Cancer Center in Hazleton.
We started this hand sanitizer project in the hopes that we would be able to provide sanitizer to those that were in need. Over time, we realized how incredible the demand actually was. And when you start getting phone calls from hospitals and things like that need this product, we realized how critical it was.
Individuals and businesses have donated money and resources to 8 Oaks along the way to help in the mission. Supporting cancer organizations in the community is the company's main focus when it comes to lending a helping hand. The distillery transforms some of its operations to produce the sanitizer.
We grow wheat, rye, corn, and barley, and we turn that into bourbon and rye whiskey and vodka and gin and others. So typically in better times, it's a place for everyone to gather. And I think it's important in this particular moment that we're in to make sure that when we say everyone to gather, we mean every single person, regardless of race or orientation or religion or anything else. We support the entire community, and we stand up and speak out for any of the oppression and injustice that's going on right now, and we just want to support the entire community as a whole.
8 Oaks made over 30,000 gallons of hand sanitizer for all sorts of organizations. And today, staff at the Cancer Center had the chance to meet Butter and thank him on behalf of the patients.
During the pandemic, a lot of our patients would ask us if we had any hand sanitizer to spare. So to get this donation means a great deal to our population here, especially the one that is most vulnerable during this time.
To learn more about the company, visit 8oaksdistillery.com. And for more information on services offered at Lehigh Valley Health Network, go to lvhn.org. In Hazel Township for Wyln News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Thank you, Julie. South Poplar Street will soon fill with the socially distant faithful once Holy Rosary Parish reopens its doors. Since Bishop Joseph Bambera asked the Diocese of Scranton to begin the process of reopening its individual doors, parishes like Holy Rosary are taking the steps needed to ensure returning parishioners can worship without the fears that the novel coronavirus continues to loom over the nation's head. Reopening's not easy, but Bishop Bambera based his directives on 4 principles, which are key players in helping parishes under his wing make those much-needed decisions.
We need that social distancing because the virus is still out there, and there's still a potential for people to contract that, and it can be lethal. So we have to be careful we're not spreading that around. We don't want to see the numbers go up again. Second is to wear a mask. We'll require everyone to wear a mask who comes in for mass, but also, too, sanitizing, that's another part of this. The reason why the numbers are lower at this point and fewer masses, we have to figure out how to sanitize properly after every time we have a gathering. So we're bringing people in, volunteers, to be able to hold the doors open so that no one has to touch door handles and all the rest. And lastly, if you are ill or been in contact with someone who's ill or you're in that high-risk category, it's prudent at this point to stay home. That's why the bishop has still suspended that obligation to attend Mass.
Father Brian Clark's looking to schedule a daily Mass starting at 12:05 p.m. both Monday, June 8th and Wednesday, June 10th of next week. By Sunday, June 14th, he hopes to start Mass at 10 a.m. Same goes for their sister parish, Holy Name of Jesus in West Hazleton, with a bit of a different schedule.
At this point, we've taped off the pews, we've measured the 6 feet and put the tape on the floor as well, and we can fit about 60 people at each of the 2 parishes, which have a normal seating capacity of about 400. But again, when we have that social distancing, when they come forward for Holy Communion, when they're entering, when they're exiting the church, so it's taken into account individuals and families as well.
Long story short, all 3 masses require reservations, which you can do by calling their parish office at 570-454-6693.
The bishop has been giving great direction on how to go about this. But as he mentioned too, to move cautiously just to make sure that we can ensure safety for everyone. We start at one level and we see how it works, and we can start to increase more and more, and then we look forward to the green and all the rest, just to be able to gather together again. People have been talking about it since March 13th, so there's great anticipation on our part. We know so many people are desiring to be back here and together and to celebrate Mass, and it will eventually happen. We just have to move cautiously and gradually with all this for everyone's safety, for everyone concerned. But it is an exciting time as we move forward.
Details and more can be found online by visiting holyrosaryhays.com. Coming up on Glen Summit's News Choice, it's Wellness Wednesday. We bring back our lung screenings talk in Community and You. Plus, someone's got a winning lottery ticket. So stay with us.
When emergency strikes, trust your care to the all-new ER at Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton. With a facility that's now twice the size. Experienced nurses who see you right away. A quick assessment process makes sure you get the care you need. Advanced technology on site. Safe, private treatment rooms, and a peace of mind that only this level of care can bring. When it matters most, trust your partner in emergency care. Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600. There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet trap and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-455-4251 extension 1378 for more information.
From the bottom of our hearts, the WYLN TV 35 family would like to say thank you to all essential workers for your service to our community and for keeping us safe.
Welcome to Community and You here on WYLN, and if you haven't checked a calendar, it is Wednesday, which means it's Wellness Wednesday, thanks to our friends over at Lehigh Valley Health Network. And today we are on location at the Cancer Center on the Airport Beltway. And with us today we have Dr. Harvey Hotchner, who is not only a hematologist here, but he's also a medical oncologist with Lehigh Valley Health Network, and we will be talking lung screenings. So, Dr. Hotchner, who qualifies for a lung screening?
So the criteria are, number one, we base it on how many cigarettes you smoke, i.e. we do it's called a number of pack years. So number of cigarettes you smoke per day times the number of years. And if you're greater than 30 years, you're qualified. Also age, you have to be between 55 and 75, and you have to have no previous abnormalities on your chest X-ray or CAT scan. Also, if you were a previous smoker, if it occurred with less than 15 years, you also can qualify for a screening CAT scan.
Now, if someone believes that they may qualify for a lung screening, how should they go about getting one, scheduling one, figuring out if they do need one or not?
It's two ways. If your doctor's part of Lehigh Valley, it's already set in our computer system. If your doctor is not, there's a form that they can fill out, which will be faxed over to our office. We have people that will do the insurance verification and set up the screening CAT scan.
Now, I know we want to really reiterate the importance of getting lung screenings. You know, what's either one or a few reasons of, why they are so important to be getting?
Well, we know there's about 200,000 new lung cancers a year, and there was a study done in the early 2000s that showed that when you compare what they call a screening CAT scan versus a plain chest X-ray, that you decrease the mortality of disease about 20%. Before we could never do that, so the earlier you find lung cancer, the better the cure rate is.
Of course, and with this colder weather, it's obviously a little harsher on the lungs as well.
Well, you always want to do it, and then based on the studies, if it's negative, you would always they repeat it every year.
So it is important to get screenings yearly if you do qualify, then, correct?
Right. Yeah, the study showed that you need to continually do it once a year because you can get disease later on pictures.
Best to avoid that as early as possible then.
Right.
Now, once somebody qualifies for a lung screening, how should they go about scheduling it? What's the process? What's it entail?
Well, I mean, like I said, if the patient is part of the Lehigh Valley Network, it's built into our computer system for the form. If not, they can get a form from our office, which they fill out and sent over here. We have people that will verify that the patient insurance is that they qualify, and then the CAT scan will be scheduled at the Wellness Center.
So is it just a CAT scan that they have to go through? Because I know people might be thinking it's a little scary once they're told that they qualify for a lung screening.
No, this CAT scan is different than regular CAT scan. Is what we call a low-dose CAT scan. The amount of radiation and the time is probably only a few minutes. And then if it is positive, then we have something called a multiple specialty conference where the cases are presented and they decide what the next step will be taken.
And like you said earlier, to reiterate that fact, you guys do the lung screenings through your office to schedule them over at the Health and Wellness Center?
Correct. Right. Somebody has to verify the insurance and make sure they meet the criteria, that they meet the screening criteria, i.e. their age, number of cigarettes they smoked, and previous smoking history.
All right. Is there anything else that you want to reiterate with the audience, about lung screenings, their importance, or any steps that...
Well, part of the screening is the smoking cessation. That's the number one cause for lung cancer, and that probably is the number one thing that you could do to prevent lung cancer.
Well, thank you so much for talking with us today, Dr. Hotchner.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you, everyone, for joining us on this Wellness Wednesday in Community and You. Remember, if you are concerned that you may or may not need a screening, just get checked out. It's a lot safer to get checked out and make sure that you do or do not than to be sorry later. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time here on Wyln.
Life is different, but it hasn't stopped. So when curiosity turns into a rash, an LVHN video visit is just a click away. No matter what you need, whether it's a phone call with a primary care provider or a specialist, or you just need advice on your health, we have a virtual care option that's right for you. And the best part? You'll always be seen by a Lehigh Valley Health Network provider. Visit lvhn.org/virtual to learn more.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Tune in every Sunday night on WYLN from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. for hard-hitting, high-flying, non-stop action as only Pennsylvania Premier Wrestling High Voltage can bring you. That's Pennsylvania Premier Wrestling every Sunday night on WYLN. I'll see you in the ring.
What's on TV? Plenty. WYLN TV 35, the best in local programming.
WYLN's proud to announce we'll be bringing you Hazleton area's Class of 2020 Graduate Parade live. The broadcast will start right after the news at 6 p.m. Friday, June 5th. The 2020 class will proceed via their motor vehicles from the Hazleton Area High School and make their way through parts of West Hazleton and Hazel Township. The school district worked with both the City of Hazleton and Borough of West Hazleton to provide this 2020 graduate class tribute. So, tune in this Friday at 6 to watch these grads celebrate their special milestone right here on WYLN TV. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. One lucky lotto ticket made it out of West Penn Township. PA lottery officials announced Tuesday that the $269,794 winning lucky numbers ticket was sold Monday from Fegley Oil Company. Since the ticket came from the township's West Penn Pike location, a $500 bonus will be heading their way. The $10 Fast Play game acts like a scratchless scratch-off, offering progressive top prizes starting at $100,000 and print on demand from either a lottery sales or self-service touchscreen vending terminal. That lucky winner should immediately sign the back of their winning ticket and call the lottery at 1-800-692-7481. That's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page or WYLNTV.com, where you'll find the real facts about COVID-19 from LVHN or who's open for business. Stay with us. Look at today's weathers next, right here on WYLN TV.
Hi, I had a very minor fender bender tonight in an unreasonably narrow fast food drive-thru lane. Don't worry, I have everything handled. I already spoke to our Allstate agent, and I know that we have accident forgiveness, which is so smart on your guys' part. Like the fact that they'll
4 weeks without the car.
Okay, yep, good night.
With accident forgiveness, your rates won't go up just because of an accident. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Visit your local Allstate agent, the McNeilis Agency in Hazleton at 1092 North Church Street, or in Hometown in the Hometown Village Square. S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.